Can you smell it? SEMA is in the air. Less than 24 hours until the official start of the 2021 SEMA Show. I love it. Hey, check this out. So I know there have been a few of you who've been asking to have some highlights done on bed caps for the Jeep JT Gladiator, and this one is made by RLD Stainless. I don't know if I've ever seen them before, but it looks pretty nice. And from the looks of it, all three sides open up, and there's even a window that you can see all the way through to the front. Now I know I shouldn't be touching anything, but yeah, it's actually metal. It's nice because you can see they have locking mechanisms on all the latches, on the sides and on the back. And it's pretty cool that they even have a roof rack on top of it. Very nice. Being that this is the year of the Bronco here at the 2021 SEMA Show, we knew that we were going to see at least a handful, if not a lot, of really nicely built ones. And so far, this one made by Delfab Fabrications is the nicest one that we've seen yet. And of course, in addition to its awesome color scheme that it's got, this really nice retro look, what can I say? It's running a set of 40-inch Mickey Thompson Baja Pros, mounted on a set of KMC Grenade wheels. And to make all that possible, they have them bolted up to a really nice solid axle. I believe it's a Yukon 60, and with full hydro steering. Now, to make this axle work, the solid axle, they've actually got this thing suspended, at least up front, on a set of radius arms, which is actually nothing new to Bronco. As you can see here, it's also got a set of four-wheel parts side steps. I think they're more side steps than rocker guards. And the front and rear bumpers are made by four-wheel parts as well. These look to be stamped steel, so they have a really clean factory look to them too. Taking a look underneath the rear end, clearly this thing is actually running Yukon axles, which is really nice to see. A SEMA built with proper axles, and the whole vehicle is being suspended by a set of Fox coilovers. I don't know if we can capture this with cameras, but I'm going to try. Someone actually went through the trouble of converting the factory seats into old school low back seats with Bronco embroidered on them. Very cool. In addition to a Smitty built winch, probably because this vehicle is sponsored by 4-Wheel Parts, I'm also seeing what looks like fender deletes, probably to help clear these 40-inch tires, and a really nice rack up on top by Rack Tech, adorned with rigid lights. Very nice. So this nice Gladiator that you can see in this metallic blue color is really awesome. Although it has a Gladiator grille, but not really a Gladiator. If I could guess, this is more like a late 80s, maybe a J10 with a thrift side on it. And how I can tell, it's because it doesn't have the brow that you would normally see on a Gladiator or even some of the early S trucks like the J2000. Plus, looking on the inside, you can see that the dash layout is totally 1980s. But other than that, it looks fantastic. It's running 37-inch Patagonias, and it's got a really nice retro roll bar in the bed. Some impressive cooling in the back. Looks like a triple bypass Radflow shocks going on here. Maybe even a double throwdown, if I could tell. Yeah, it's actually a double throwdown setup, so it's got the coilovers as well. Running big axles. It's a really clean build. I'll bet this thing is a lot of fun out on the trail. Almost like something Chris Durham would make. So anybody who knows me knows I'm really not a fan of these really angry grills. I mean, Jeeps are badass all on their own. They don't need anything extra to make them look more aggressive. However, on this particular Jeep, get a load of this. Team America, World Police, I gotta say it actually works and works really well. Right, America? Yeah. So I should point out some of the features on this Jeep. It's running actually 37-inch tires on a set of 22-inch wheels made by Off-Road Monster. And the fenders and the rocker guards they're more like side steps. They're made by Iron Cross. The one thing that really did catch my eye though are these cool things right here. It's made by a company called JPEGs, and it's a mirror for when you're running doorless, but it's also got a foot peg on the side so that you can hang your leg out when you're driving around off-road. Of course, the interior scheme really follows through with the whole Team America bit. The red, white, and blue with the blue pop stitching and the American flag up on top. I think this might be some kind of spiderweb shade. Really nice. Out around back, we have this bed rack made by, I don't know if it's BA or BR 4x4, but it looks pretty decent. Otherwise, it's a pretty basic Gladiator, but looks clean for what it's trying to do. All right, this red Bronco that we're looking at here is brought to us by Pennington Concepts, and for the most part, I don't even think it has a lift on it. From just a quick look around it, I think it's running 37-inch tires, stock, and it looks pretty good. And I should note that this is actually either a base model or maybe a Badlands, because you can tell from the grill, but it looks really good anyway. Most of the products that you see on here are made by Rough Country. You've got this hoop, this light bar, and it's kind of interesting. I don't know a whole lot about Broncos. I'm still kind of learning, but it's got this cool winch plate down low, and the winch is actually located further back from the front of the vehicle. And then as you can see right here, the winch line itself is fished through all the way into the front. Maybe not the most ideal place that I'd want a winch, but it has a very clean look like you see it right here. You can take a look around here on the side. The side steps are Rough Country. But otherwise, I think the only other piece of Rough Country equipment on here is this tailgate support, I think made for the tire to help support it, kind of like how Jeeps have the same issues, just to give it a little extra strength. There are an awful lot of soft tops at the show. So to help connect the North and South Hall, Central Hall with West Hall, the brand new place that they've got, what used to be Gold Lot, where everyone used to park, and is now like 3/4 of a mile away. The Las Vegas Convention Center, they built this cool new thing called the Loop. If I'm correct, they used Elon Musk's boring company to make a tunnel all the way through 40 feet below ground, and they take you around on these Teslas that'll drive you over there. So we should be able to get there in about a couple minutes versus the half hour that it would normally take. Let's hitch a ride. Have fun. Awesome. So that was awesome. Talk about technology. Especially at a place like SEMA. Oh, hey, there's like a section of the tunnel right here. Very cool. I like it. So we just got off of an awesome ride on this brand new loop that connects West Hall with Main Hall, South Hall, North Hall. And I have to say the very first thing I saw was this thing. And I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at. Let's give it a look. So right off the bat, whoever makes this grill is taking it to the next level. I mean, clearly this is not just a unibrow, it's something beyond. It's more like, I don't know, Terminator meets Darth Vader having intercourse with maybe R2-D2 in the process. I mean, it is wild. It is way out there. And then look, it's got like this little antennae, like indicator light sticking off the side. Iron cross front bumper, that's kind of normal with a Warn VR winch on top. Of course, VR is the China brand version of Warn winches. Still a good winch, but it's not made in the USA like the premium winches. The fenders, as you can see here, I'm not sure who makes these yet either. I'll try to take a look at some of the decals, but clearly they're trying to take their cues from a lot of the side-by-sides out there. Maybe even Fab Fours a little bit. It's kind of got that angled up look to it. I honestly have no idea what these are. You'll forgive me, but they're plastic. I needed to know what kind of material they were made out of. Definitely not even aluminum. They're just plastic, and they're there for, I'm not sure why. Iron cross steps, as you can see. More of these side-by-side like fender flares in the rear. Plus these, I'm guessing these are like mud flaps. We've got an iron cross rear bumper and more of this plastic cladding, maybe just to give it kind of that extra, I don't know what look you're looking for, but that's what it's trying to do. And of course we have a bed rack with all the cool Max tracks or some kind of sand tracks. Gas cans, probably by Rotopax. Oh, how can I forget? Look at these handles. They're like Batman, but handles. And like maybe B-Man too, because there's all these little hexagons. Holy cow, how do they even work? Crazy. So I'm not gonna even try to pretend to guess at who makes what. So we're gonna give you a shot of all the decals on the side of this Jeep, and you can figure it out yourself. So of all the Broncos that we've seen, I have to say that this particular color, I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it reminds me of Nacho for a Jeep or even Dozer. Man, it is gorgeous, and it has this pearl coat to it that I really like. So this particular one was brought to us by Bodyguard bumpers, which is pretty much what you see on the front and back, and they're clean. They look very factory. And this whole rig is sitting on top of a BDS suspension system and running 36-inch tires. Now that is a sight for sore eyes. Tomorrow, we go on the inside.